Now, somebody say instructions. Instructions are very powerful and vital in your work with the Father. Now, there are times when the Father tells you to do a particular thing and you disobey. Now, I want to enlighten us. There was a previous video I did and I spoke little. And now, by the leading of the Holy Spirit, I'm going to drop something again. Now, there was a particular encounter I had with the Father. You can say days back, weeks back, some months. And he spoke a word to me, he told me to move. His instructions were so powerful that it had the ability to make me mount up with wings as eagles. Now, there are some points I won't bring out. His instructions has the ability to make you walk upon serpents. His instructions and your obedience to them has the ability to make you plenteous in your ways. It has the ability to make supplications available, better than where you were coming from, better than what you had, which you thought was more expensive, and your heart was held to them, thinking if you leave it, you won't be able to recover something like that. The instructions of God are very, very powerful, vital to provide and to supply, to direct and to protect. Now, as a prophet of God, or as an apostle, or as a prophet, whenever God gives you an instruction to pass across to someone and you delay and refuse to speak. Now, this is to many of us who God has spoken to us and we've kept back His instruction and what He has asked us to do because of how we thought maybe people will react, or the person is sending us to will react, or what they will see us as. This is an instruction and this is going to be a blessing. If God tells you to do something and at that moment the power of the prophetic is so heavy upon you and you refuse to say that which He has told you to say, His words and His glory withdraws back from you. His words and His glory withdraws itself back from you, and it will take another moment, hours or days of you returning back to Him intimately, in pain and in the heart of you being sorry, before His voice and His glory will restore back on you. Because He actually spoke a word to me and I delayed, and immediately His glory left. This is the power of the prophetic. This is how men function in the prophetic, where you can actually hear God speak and tell you to do something that He has asked you to do. Where you can actually hear God tell you to do something. At moments like that, the power of God is so mighty. And if you keep obeying what He has told you to do, His voice becomes more clearer in a way that there is nothing you want to do that becomes impossible because His voice is there. You can speak, you can give a word of prophecy, you can't be lost on the way. There's direction at every turn and every corner of wherever He has sent you to do. If God tells you to speak to a particular person or to prophesy to that person, and you refuse to say it, His glory will draw back. And that is why many of you, if you notice, or as a prophet, as a privileged prophet, and as a servant of the Most High God, the moment He tells you to speak and you withdraw back and you don't speak, one of the things you find out is that His words will withdraw back from you. It's no longer around. It's no longer on you as glory. His words are no longer loud to your ears again. And that is because He has withdrawn yourself. And one of the ways to avoid things like this is to avoid uh, uploads. Now, uploads are good, but depending, as a prophet, you must be very careful of when to receive applause and how to receive applause. Because it can make pride, and once pride is lifted up in your soul, the Father can no longer have a space to speak and you can hear Him. At that moment, He withdraws Himself back from you. Pride, wrong. Humility, confirm. So when it comes to the prophetic, these are vital things you must pay attention to. If he tells you to speak, speak. If you don't speak, at that moment, you will find out that his words and his voice will be withdrawn from you. This is the power and the guide to the prophetic. And humility is very important and vital. Pride must be checked. You must know the way to the control room. A man that God will endue and trust with certain grace and power must be a man that God knows that wherever he's going to and whatever he's about to do, he will never forget to run back to him and to locate him, to be properly checked and to be properly diagnosed. This is the guide, and this is a words of experience on how to maintain the voice of God audible in your ears and his glory upon your life as one that has the manifestation and the mantle of the prophetic upon him. So remain blessed and apply them and see God coming through and more closer to you than before.